Right, it's been a while. Let's carry on with the Corsa for a bit, shall we? Okay, right, let's go back into the Corsa. Now, unfortunately, since the last video, although that was only uploaded a short time ago, quite a bit of time has passed in the real world. I unfortunately just haven't had the time to be working on the Corsa, and on occasions when I have had the time, I've either had something else to do or just haven't had the energy. So it's sort of sat for, well, it's been more than a few weeks, more like a couple of months. And we're no further forward. Unfortunately, I let the battery go flat, so that's going to need charging. I've only got one battery charger. It's charging the Mini at the moment. But that's kind of good because, well, we need to take the fuel system apart today. So we're going to start. What we want to do, we need to remove... Oh, this fucking carpet out of the way. We need to remove that, I don't know what it is, hatch, cover. Underneath there is the fuel pump, and it will then allow us to see down into the fuel tank. I only want to have a quick look and see what's in there. I suspect it's going to be nothing, but yeah, just see if there's any fuel in there. If not, then we can look to top it up after we've checked for leaks. So I need to find some way of getting a camera angle in here because, well, I can't come at it from the front seats because the back seat will be in the way. And it's kind of difficult to come at it from the back because the back seat is in the way. So I think I'm going to have to climb in the boot and sort of straddle this seat and somehow get the camera working from that angle. I could probably do it. Let's go get me a big tripod. All right, let's give it a go. Right, let's see what we can see. You can't come in the car with me, Bella. No. Okay. This is not going to be dignified. Okay. If the camera wobbles, I apologise. There's two legs of the tripod on the ground and one of them in the boot of the car with me. Dear me. I should note, I have disconnected the battery. Although it's gone completely flat again, there's still a little bit of a charge left in it, and we're potentially dealing with fuel vapour here. Anyone who exists in the world will know fuel vapour, all you need is one spark, even a small one. Got down planes before. Now, Stuart in the edit here. For those of you that don't believe me or don't know what I'm talking about when I say sparks in the fuel system have brought planes down before, the flight I'm referring to is this one, TWA Flight 800. This was a Boeing 747. It took off from, I believe, Texas? Yeah, here we go. John F. Kennedy International Airport. Oh, no, sorry, New York City. I don't know why I thought it was Texas. And yeah, there was a short circuit, a very, very small one on a low voltage power line, wiring loom rather, and yeah, the plane exploded. It ignited fuel vapor in the fuel tank, and yeah, there's video of it happening as well, and it's quite horrific to see. So yeah, that's what I'm referring to. I mention it now, it's actually going to come up later in the video as well. We have a very similar issue come up, but yeah, spoilers, you'll have to keep watching to find out exactly what we find. Doesn't seem to be any way to get under it. Oh, I think I'm approaching this all wrong. I think I need to go and consult the manual. I bought one for this car, so I may as well use it. Right, back in. It turns out there was nothing wrong with what I was doing, I just wasn't prizing the cover off hard enough. crowbar isn't the correct tool. Well, to be fair, this thing hasn't been off in over 20 years, but still. There we go. It's funny, the manual says gently. There was nothing gentle about that. Fucking hell. You know, some days I wish I'd gone and become a qualified vehicle mechanic. Then other days I'm glad I didn't. Today is one of those days. There we go, that's what we were trying to get to. That's the top of our fuel tank. There is already a smell of fuel as soon as I've removed that cap. Now that could be normal, or it could be a bad sign. It's hard to tell. But yeah, we need to get that open somehow. You remove that and yeah, the whole pump and the sender and your gauge will come out, and then you can have a look at what's inside. So yeah, let's see how we can attack that. How's that for a camera angle? In the car with me. Right. Let's start with this wiring connector. You probably still can't see, but I don't know. Not a lot I can do about that. Yeah. Remove that and try not to lose it. How does one undo this? Besides with great difficulty. It looks like it should rotate. So well, no, it's never that simple. Let's check the manual again. No, once again, we're doing it right, we're just not using enough force. I've just noticed under this seat there's various bits of dust and rubbish. I just thought it's stuck to here. There doesn't look to be anything in it, but yeah, it's not what you want to be finding in your car. What I'm doing here is just tapping. It sort of sits in a ring. I'm trying to rotate it. Just going to try and tap it along, because I don't actually want to remove everything, so I'm not too fussed about removing like the fuel lines. I just want to sort of lift it up and look inside. So if we can just get it to come away slightly, I can lift it up. We'll see what's in there, because the two fuel lines have these weird clamps on them that look to be single use only, which is typical. I'll just try it. Do you know, if it doesn't come open soon, I'm thinking we'll do the inspection that we planned underneath, check for any obvious signs of leaks, and then just put some fucking fuel in it and try it. I get the feeling I'm wasting more time here than I'm actually going to save. Yeah, we'll try for another few minutes, but if this won't come off, yeah, we'll get it jacked up, we'll get underneath and start poking around. Failing that, I'm just going to recharge the battery and put some fuel in the fucker, see what happens. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Bollocks to it. Because this thing isn't budging. Let's plug it back in, or it'll never work. At least we know how to get into this if we need to in the future. Right now. That was a slight waste of time. Right, let's get this thing jacked up, shall we? Axle stems. And axle stems. That's the size it's going to go. Let's do the other side. Curious noise considering the handbrake's off. Down gently. gently. Place nicely. Recheck the other side. Oh, yeah, well, there is the underside of my old motor. Now, I think that is metal. That answers my question. I was wondering if these were metal or plastic. Oh, careful, Bella. Yeah, that definitely sounds metal. It also sounds very empty. Now, whilst I was under here, checking the axle stands, I did get a very faint whiff of that manky old fuel smell. That being said, I may just be imagining it. Yeah, I may have just been imagining it, or may have just got a whiff from the top again. Oh no, the tank looks to be okay. Even metal fuel tanks, really old ones, they generally don't leak. They might rust, but they very rarely leak. That's just the band holding it up. But, I mean, I'm going to check the other side, but it looks okay. The fuel lines run elsewhere. The fuel lines are on the other side as well. But so far, it looks okay. Let's just go around and check the other side of it, shall we? Now, this side is still the same tank. If I can angle the camera up right, you can see it just sort of goes in when the exhaust passes, not through it, but passes by it, you could say. But it is the same tank. Sounds just as empty. Still just smells of old car. Yeah, these are my fuel lines. Under here. There. Not sure what they are. They're some sort of rubber or plastic. They're not leaking. They're actually in pretty good nick. Hey, look. Exhaust still has its fucking label on. Told you the exhaust was new when it went on. And you know, the rest of the underside of this car don't look too bad either. I mean, the main concern is that. That's going to need welding. But the rest of it don't look too bad, actually. Under here, this is my filter. That seems okay. I think the fuel that I had, and there's very little of it, I think it's just evaporated. That sounds empty. See, that's the chassis. It's a very different noise. That just sounds empty to me. I think we go up the petrol station and let's get 5 litres of decent fuel to go in this, shall we? We'll do that, and we'll let the battery charge whilst it's disconnected. And then fuck it, let's just try and start it, shall we? What's that? Oh, it's just a rubber grommet. I thought it was rust. Well, it might be rust still, but never mind. Right, anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah, let's go get some fuel in this fucking thing. Let's just try it, shall we? I think it's safe to say that I am definitely going to have to learn how to weld. Fucking look at that. That used to be one of the front jacking points. That's not good. The other side is not as bad, but similar. That being said, behind it is just more of this, which is pretty okay. So I don't know. I might have to see if I can get, say, an MOT tester's opinion on that. Whether it needs to be replaced or if I can just cut it out. Yeah. I always knew that would be a possibility. Although now that the car's up in the air, it doesn't look too bad under here. And this is actually alright. Yeah, all under here doesn't look too bad. There's a few spots here and there, but that's the main concern. Also, this hole, it's a bit too round to be a rust hole. Never noticed that before. Oh, anyway, I'll stop lying down in the dirt. I've got work to do. Right, it's been a while since the last video. I'll just quickly show you this. Now, this car has had about 2 days on a new, more powerful battery charger, which I'm filming a review of at the moment as well. But after that, it is now holding it a steady 12.7 volts. It seems to be staying there as well, it's not dropping off. So we've got about a gallon of fuel sitting here, about 4 or 5 litres. I'm just going to quickly reconnect this battery positive terminal, put the fuel in, and we're going to give it a try. You never know, it might just work. Let's give it a go. Let's go ahead and put the fuel in. Sloshing down into an empty tank. I'll have a quick check underneath, make sure there's no obvious leaks before we carry on. Okay, well, I don't see anything coming from the tank itself. Fuel lines look okay. Alright, let's keep going. One thing I have noticed, the fucking axle stands have sunk into me drive. It's a tarmac drive, and tarmac is, well, it's technically slightly flexible. It's not a rock hard substance. Interesting. I bet I'll have marks. Look at that one back there. I'm going to have marks in my drive when I take this out, back off the axle stands. I'm going to put the rest of this in because if there is any remaining crud in the bottom of the tank, I want to try and dilute it as much as possible. I've got another one, I could put another gallon in, but just one for now. If everything's okay with it, it should start on this. If it just isn't running very well, then we can start to look at putting more fresh fuel in it. There we go. Right. Okay, moment of truth. Right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to pull the engine cover off, try and get at least one of the spark plugs out and see if there's any evidence of fuel in there, and see if we can test for a spark as well. It's turning over, but it's not turning over as fast as it really should for when you're trying to start an engine. I'm still thinking battery, but we'll do a few other checks before we commit to it. Besides a rather scary looking spider, it looks okay in here. Off rather. I've still got oil in it. Good. Fluid on them. There's probably going to be people screaming at the moment at me using WD-40, but I need it to, I need something to penetrate into this and get these fuckers off, at least one of them. This one, there's a little gap in the rubber. Screen there. Is a touch corroded, but it's looking okay. This is it. Okay, that's a little concerning. That spark plug appears to be finger tight only. Let's see if we can screw it back in. Entirely possible then that my problems. The spark plugs aren't in tight enough. Let's get some penetrating fluid on these other ones and check those. That one's only finger tight. Again, only finger tight. Seems to be the only one that's actually done. Yeah, definitely tight that one. Right, I'm going to try it again with those 3 spark plugs tightened. Thinking about it, as it was turning over, it sort of did 1 slow stroke and then it'd do 3 just that little bit faster. It keep doing that. I'm wondering if we didn't have full compression on 3 cylinders because the spark plugs weren't in right. Surprise me. Battery voltage again, and we'll give it another try. If it don't work this time, I think I need to load up the parts cannon and just put a battery on it. Oh, come back up, 12.4. Okay, let's see what we get. Now that's interesting, because that sounds a little better. It's still doing that thing of sort of being slow and then doing the other three quickly. But that does seem to be spinning faster. One thing I have just noticed, this new battery charger that I'm testing out has fully charged the Mini's battery, it's reporting. So what I might do is get the jump leads out, give this a big boost, and see if it'll go. Right, welcome back. I've got no idea how long it was since I last touched the car. For some reason, every time I want to work on it, something comes up. I'm either fucking exhausted from the working week, or there's something else or someone else who wants to take up all of my time. We've gone out and got ourselves a battery for it, as you can see. Now, it's reaching a point where I'm going to need to start putting parts on this. No matter how much I try with the old battery or fart around trying to get the start as it is, it won't work. So, yeah, we've gone out and got this one. It is second hand, but as you can see by the condition of it, it's as new. It's 3 months old. Someone bought it for their car thinking that would fix it, and it didn't, so they scrapped the car, kept the battery, and then sold it to me. Now, it's a fair bit smaller than the one that's on there, but it's actually more than the car needs anyway. The specification is for 40 amp hours and we've got 50. I've actually bought it to go on the Mini, which definitely does need a new battery, but before we fit it into either car, we can use it. This is a good battery, and we can use it in either one. They're both project cars, so they don't need a battery each right now, at least until they become daily use cars again. So I'm just making myself a quick coffee, and then we're going to go outside and see if we can't get it running. Alright, here's how we're going to do it. We're going to use jump leads, just because I don't want to go through the rigmarole of putting the battery on, just to then take it back off again later. Partly because I have to remove this strut brace, and partly because I haven't quite decided which car it's going to go in yet. The good battery is probably going to go in the Mini. So, I'm going to start connecting this up. That can go on that clamp on there. Even better. Right. So let's check some voltages first as well, shall we? So with this attached, we are now showing 12.53, good. And down here, exactly the same, which is exactly what you would expect. Right, good healthy battery. Let's see how she does. Exactly the same as before. That's disappointing. Let's do a quick voltage check. 12.4. Right. We're going to get that battery off. I'm going to theorise, based on very little evidence at all, that battery is losing charge quickly. And all that's happening by having the two of them on is this battery is having to top it up, and none of the benefit is getting through to that engine. So we'll whip that off and we'll start it on the good battery alone, see how well she does. If I had to bet, I'm going to say exactly the same as before, and we're going to be quite disappointed, but I hope it spins over a fair bit faster. So let's get it off. Yeah, see, that's only reading 11.2 on its own. This thing reads 12.51, so it's lost 0.02 of a volt from that. And that battery's dragging it down. Let's get it off. strut brace. What is it, Bella? Why are you whining? Hmm? You're outside. You love being outside. Come here. What are we whining about? Hmm? Come on, sit. Stay there. Good girl. Ah, bloody hell. What am I doing, Bella? Hmm? There you go. There we go. If you're worried about losing your nuts and bolts when you do something like this, just whiz it back on by hand. That's not going to go anywhere now. There we go. Let's see if she'll lift it out now. Oh, not quite. That fucking clip is still in place. There we go. That's it. There we go. Oh, that was a lot of work. Right, there we go, battery out. Now it is rusty as fuck, but it's still solid. I don't think that's acid corrosion, I think that's just had moisture under it. I mean, there's no evidence of leaks on the battery that I saw. Look under there. No, there's rust on it, but again, that's just from the thing. If we shake it, there's you can still hear stuff in it, so it hasn't leaked. Right, let's get the new one on. What are we doing, Bella? What are we doing? Yeah, let's get the new one on, shall we? .57. Right, let's give it another crank. Well, positive, but also not positive. That's a good healthy turnover, good healthy crank, but no go. We need the things that make it go.
Things that make us go.
Interestingly, I don't know if it will come across on the camera on the audio, but if I pumped the accelerator, the engine note did change ever so slightly. Well, what call it the engine note? Could have been exhaust note. It's hard to tell. Now, whether or not I was just moving something because it's a cable accelerator and that made it slightly different, or whether or not there was actually fuel attempting to be burned inside the engine, I don't know. There is, at most, 5 litres of fuel in there. I'm going to go get my other jerry can, which has, I think, a few more litres, maximum of 5, and pour that in because the fuel is barely registering on the gauge. Put a bit more in. If there is any like sludge in there, it will help dilute it down. Might help us to get it started. Beyond that, we'll have to start ramping it up, go for some more extreme measures. For now, we're going to go get this fuel, Bella. Shall we? Come on then. Let's go get this petrol, shall we? Right. Smells like petrol as well. Just I don't know what it smelled like before. Get in there. Good girl. Who's a good girl? You are very good then, weren't you? You are very good. Yes, who's a good girl? Right. Oh. Come on, fuel gauge. How can it have gone down? Oh, there we go, it's coming up slowly. It's maybe just a bit sticky. Let's give it another go. Oh. Right. That's a bit concerning. That may be a bit of a fuel leak. Interestingly though, if we look, it is forward of the tank. Get off, Bella. Stop licking me face, animal. So she licks the camera instead. Yeah. Well, it's coming across, but it's behind the tank. Hopefully it's just coming out the filler neck. What I'm going to do is try and put the camera under here and give this a crank, and we'll see if any droplets come down. But hopefully that's just what's come out as I've been pouring it in. But that's something we shall have to fix. Bollocks. Right, we'll do same as before. We're watching for drips. Let's have a look. Right. Now, I've watched that back a few times on my phone and I didn't see anything. I'll watch it again on the laptop, but I'll follow it from here. Oh, I apologise for the angle, I'm laid out on my back.
I like where this is going. Giggity, giggity, giggity.
That's where it is. If you follow it up, it goes up into here. If I feel around in here, there's a dampness right there. All of this is nice and dry, and there's a dampness right there. You feel it. It smells of petrol. That is the fuel filler neck. It looks like it's leaking around that clamp there. That feels like a joint. Yeah, that's rubber. That's more solid, that's plastic. Alright, so it looks like we've got a leaking rubber hose. Not the end of the world. Fixable. And because it is the filler neck and not the tank, which still doesn't sound like it has any fuel in it, but never mind. We know it's not going to come out. And that's not everything I've poured in. I poured 10 litres and it's only made this little puddle. If you look, it's about the size of my hand. Oh, don't lick me in the ear, dog. Alright, so that's something we need to bear in mind. Add it to the list. Let's go back to trying to get it started. Okay, process of elimination time. So, to make an engine run, you need fuel, air, and ignition. Well, that's just what you need for any sort of fire. But we're dealing with engines, so that's, yeah. So, it's turning over well. We've got a good battery on it. So we're going to start. We're going to start at the air side. We'll pull the air box off, check the air filter. I think I did that when I first started this, but it was fucking ages ago now, so whatever. We'll pull it off, and then we're going to do something really quite controversial. We're going to put a little bit of brake cleaner into this pipe here, and then crank it. And there will be people on the internet who say, "You will blow up your whole house." Well, no, I won't. We'll just put a tiny amount in. It's something for it to burn, and we'll give it a crank. It may start and then just die shortly afterwards, or it may do absolutely nothing, but at least with all that disconnected and cleaned out, we'll know that it's getting air in it, and then after that we know it's one of the other two things, fuel or ignition. So yeah, something flammable in there. If it starts, even if it just makes noises like it's trying to start, then we know we're getting spark, because it will be trying to burn it, and then we go to fuel. If it does nothing, then yeah, we probably need to look at fuel and spark. It doesn't really gain us anything, but we'll then start with spark, because that's like the second easiest to do. We're starting with the easiest, and then we'll go to the second easiest, and then we'll go to the hardest. I'm pointing over there. I don't know if that is a fuel pipe or not, but whatever. We'll find out in a minute. So yeah, we'll get that off, and then we'll do something controversial. Warning, flammable. Excellent. Come on. There we go. Air filter. I mean, it's not new, but it's in worse. I think this was actually quite new when this car was parked. Okay. I'm going to do a little bit. Alright, maybe we won't do anything then. I don't want to come out. Let's give it another try. Give me coffee. Oh, that's making no difference whatsoever. This fucking brake cleaner doesn't want to work either. That is the story of my life, look. Fuck's sake. What else do we have that's flammable, dog? Hmm? That'll do. That should do it. I know, Belle, it's disappointing, isn't it? I wondered if with the air box on, let some vapours gather in that pipe. Nah. Okay, so next stage is spark. So I want to get those leads out. I have no idea where my spark plug socket is, so I think I'm going to have to buy a new one, which is yet more fucking money. Also, it's now late September. It's nearly 6 o'clock and it's starting to get dark. Bella's whining because she wants some food. Look at her. There's no over there, Bella. Come on. Yeah, I've left this too late in the day. What I should have done is started first thing this morning. Well, or much earlier than I have done anyway. Working tomorrow. It's going to be like another week before I can get back on this. Still gives me time to order a spark plug socket. Yeah, well, I thought, you know, being prudent, I might just go and check the manual on it. I do have a Haynes manual for it. Some people go mad about them. I swear by them. If you disagree, fuck off. So, yeah, here we go. Now, there's a bit at the start on changing the spark plugs. I don't really want to change them, I want to test them. So, come here to ignition system testing. 2 out of 5 spanners. I've yet to actually find anything in this book that is 5 spanners. Even taking the entire engine and gearbox out only seems to be 4, so whatever. And I'm thinking, all right, so this is going to be a nice way to test it, because I was planning on just pulling one out and seeing if it sparks. You know, turn it over with the spark plug out and just seeing if it goes off. Apparently you shouldn't do that. So it's giving it 2 spanners, but then it gives you all of this and then all of that, basically saying don't test it, get a Vauxhall dealership to do it. I mean, it starts off, I mean, alright, fair enough, there's a warning. The HT voltage generated by an electronic ignition system is extremely high and in certain circumstances could prove fatal. Yep, we know that. Yep, fair enough. Take care to avoid electric shocks from HT side of the ignition system. You know, blah, blah, blah. Don't cock around with it. Don't put the spark plugs up your anus. All that sort of thing. You know, if you have a... Definitely don't do that if you have a cardiac pacemaker. But anyway, I wasn't aware there was any other type of pacemaker. Is it like one for your leg or something? Or... Ah, well, fuck it. Don't care about that. And then it just goes on. On. There's a DIS system, which this car doesn't have. Yeah, they're normally very reliable. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. I'll show you why I'm laughing. This is the DIS module. The car doesn't have them. It has HT leads. Only the very latest of the Corsa B had these. Otherwise known as a coil pack. Ask any Vauxhall technician how many coil packs they've changed on Vauxhall petrol engines. Yeah. Normally very reliable, fuck off. Anyway, most loose, dirty connections, auto blah, 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 that's all to do with DIS modules. The practice of checking for a spark by holding the live end of a HT lead a short distance away from the engine is not recommended. Oh. It's, but the DIS module, or maybe, I don't have a DIS module. I don't really want to be damaging the electronic control unit either. Extreme care should be taken if attempts are made to test the system, as it's very sensitive and if damage may cost very costly to renew. Well, in this case, fucking impossible. Good luck finding an ECU for a 1999 car nowadays. And then it goes on show test when it's available. Entrust testing and fault diagnosis to a Vauxhall/Opel dealer. It's far better to pay the labour charge involved in having the vehicle checked by someone suitably qualified than to risk damage to the system or yourself. Then it goes on, it has a self-diagnostic function, blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't think the diagnostic function is really going to work if we can't get the fucking thing started. Plus, I don't have a code reader. Well, I do, but as with everything in my life, I don't know where it fucking is. If the engine will not turn over at all, right, okay, well, it is turning over now. And testing of the LT and HT circuits, and then that's it. It doesn't tell me anything. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 whole paragraphs telling me not to do the thing that I was planning on doing. Okay then. We're going to go look at some alternative sources, and by that I mean we're going to look online.
So I went on the internet and I found this.
And see if we can get hold of any of this specialist test equipment. I'm sure there is something, it just sort of flashes whenever there's a spark. Let's see if we can get hold of that, it's not too expensive. If it is too expensive, then we'll just go to the next one, which is checking the fuel system. Hopefully we don't have another fucking warning like this. Oh, Christ. Alright, more research. Hello there, Pidini doing the edit here. Now, I do have to apologise at this point. I know I've said this before in videos, and I said I'd cut down on it. I think I actually said it in part 1 of this little series that we're doing on the Corsa. But yeah, this is getting quite long again, and yeah, it's gonna have to be a
3-parter. Actually, I tell you, it's going to have to be a 4-parter, but never mind. To be fair, I didn't realise, whilst I was actually doing the work on the car, how much time I was spending on it. I mean, it's a labour of love. You know, I really enjoy working on my cars, so time just flies when you're doing something that you enjoy. So, yeah, I'm going to call this the end of part 2. Part 3 is coming, and then part 4 after it. I'll try and keep parts 3 and 4 shorter than what parts 1 and 2 have been, but it's important that you see how we got to where we actually get to in the end. So, yeah, sorry, but it's necessary. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in part 3. Thank you for watching this video on doing stuff and filming it. Please don't forget to press the big button here in the middle to subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you liked what you just saw, please click the like button below and leave a comment letting me know what you liked about it. And as always, thank you for watching.